Welcome to the Level Up Lounge, your cozy, chaotic corner of conversation where we delve into the worlds of gaming, pop culture, and mental health. My name's Anthony, and with me is Nick, and we hope you enjoy this episode. All right, welcome in, everyone. I need to move across.
You do. I was about to say.
Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to level 21. We're officially
legal age across the world,
allowed
aren't we?
to drink alcohol in America. Anyway,
And many other countries around the world.
yeah, true. Welcome to level 21 of the Level Up Lounge. We are here today with the amazing Logan, or LHP64D, and we're excited. Logan, welcome in. Thank you for being on with us.
What does that stand for?
LHP 64D, right? So LHP are my initials. I don't mind naming myself Logan Hubbard Potter. There's my initials. And 64D is a reflection of two things. First of all, my favorite helicopter as a child, the AH-64D Apache gunship helicopter. It was equipped with longbow radar.
Oh, heck yeah.
Fire over hills. But the second thing is then humble Nintendo 64.
Of course. And the D?
Yeah.
Part of the
That's part of
helicopter.
the
Oh, it is part of the helicopter.
Yeah.
Sorry, I completely missed the D in that.
The D variant is the one with the longbow radar. That
Yep,
lets it do all the
yep.
fancy stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wait, so we can shoot over hills?
Over the horizon. Yeah.
So is it like Wanted where it can curve bullets or?
Well, I mean, the Earth is round. So
That is
it's
true.
a missile.
That is true.
Yeah.
I like
Logan,
that.
do
That's
be a
really
little
cool.
bit quiet. All right. Yep, you can.
I like how passionate about that you are. Like you just had that off the top of your brain, just rattled it off, and you're like, "This is exactly what it means."
Is that
Well,
better,
look,
guys?
LHP64D is quite the clunky username, and so people are like, "Why the username?" And you know, I have to explain it, and I just hope that it works.
No, that's cool. I like that. But it's unique as well, which is something that you don't not that you don't get that on the internet because there are some unique names out there, but it stands out.
Yeah. Definitely. And thanks, chat, for putting up with us while we organise my volume as well. I do acknowledge. I see the comments that we are a little bit quiet.
are.
I have turned some stuff up at my end as well. I
Just
think
turning the
saw the
TV
word-
down because it got incredibly loud for a second there.
I do see a better from Boxes of Foxes and
Boxes of
Luna
Foxes.
Diggory. We've got That's Better as well.
Perfect.
The
Thank you,
fox in a
guys.
box.
Thank you. All right. So before we do get into gaming news, Logan, can you tell us a little bit about what you do on Twitch or
Get
on
out of
the
here,
internet, please?
I can do it on the internet. Hi, hey, g'day. My name is Logan. To all the guys, gals, non-binary pals, I hope you're having a great, wonderful time zone, and thank you for joining me here on the Level Up Lounge podcast with our lovely hosts. I've been in the content creation game for nearly 4 years now. I started during COVID, as many of us have, and it started off with doing raids for World of Warcraft before it took a pivot into Final Fantasy 14, and now I'm a bit more broader than that. I do WoW, LOL, Diablo, and a bunch of other sort of variety. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch predominantly, but if you want to find me on any platform, it's LHP64D. Simple as it gets. I'm a level 35 gamer. If I can, you can.
That's it. I like that. If I can, you can. That is amazing.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That's awesome because we're very similar in the past. I also started during COVID as well, so I relate.
Yeah.
I relate big time.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah.
So we're going to jump into some gaming news. I know that Bear's got news up first that I think you guys will be able to chat about a fair bit.
I think you'll sort of like this one as well, but so I'm going to start with the second one because like it would be nice to start with on the nose, but
Yeah.
we're going to start with some Overwatch news. And some Overwatch was doing a collaboration with Transformers for a little while there to get skins for Pharah, Lucario, and Wrecking Ball.
Lucio.
Why did I say Lucario? I read that as
You think of Pokemon,
Lucario.
apparently.
I legitimately
We're
read
Pokemon
it as
now.
Lucario. So they would have had a Starscream Pharah, a Soundwave Lucio, and a Unicron Wrecking Ball, which would have been really cool.
That's
Wasn't
fine.
RC as well.
So
the promo
in the
trailer or
article,
something?
it goes on to say that they could have had Optimus Prime Reinhardt, Megatron Ramatra.
They do have these.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's live now.
Yeah,
I'm
it came
reading
out
that. I'm reading that
couple of
wrong.
days.
Yeah, so they almost had Starscream, Soundwave,
Yep.
and Unicron. Sorry, that is my bad for misreading that.
Right.
Yeah. So the ones that they do have is Ryan,
Yep.
Wrecking Ball's
Reinhardt,
got one.
Optimus. Yep.
Bastion's got one.
Bumblebee,
Yo.
Ilari,
Alari, yep.
and Ramatra.
And Ramatra, yeah. And that, so we could have had a Farah. Oh, that Farah looks
So
stunning.
it says here that they did explore a few other heroes like Farah as Starscream initially, but they just didn't end up doing it. And I think the point of this
They
article
didn't do Wrecking Ball, okay.
was that Overwatch has scrapped that Transformers collaboration for those skins.
For those skins, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is quite
Right, yeah.
disappointing to see because they look quite nice and they would have been amazing in the game.
I wonder why. I think the thing that I'm wondering, because they did obviously do the collaboration. It's out. It's live. I think it came out yesterday or the day before. I'm wondering why they scrapped those 3 specific skins. That might have to be something I look into a little bit more.
So it says here that Dennett confirmed the issue is much less like, oh man, who do we do? And more like, okay, we can't do all of these.
Yeah, okay.
So they've said of however, like 32 characters or whatever it is in Overwatch these days, they couldn't do all of them. They had to pick a few select that,
I'm happy with the Ryan one though. And the Bastion one. The Bastion one's super cool. We were playing. You go, sorry.
Why not? Do them all. Do them like as a phased drop,
Oh,
Have
definitely,
like 1 week of these and another week of these or something, and you can earn them on a battle pass and you can keep some of them for free. Like, give us all the skins.
Well, it says here that they added the in-game rewards as a part of the battle pass.
Yeah, but you can also buy
okay.
them.
You can also buy them, but
Yep.
majority of them, you eventually get them on the battle pass. So like, and depending on the length of a season, you could easily do one for every character, or release them as limited edition skins, or
Yes.
because they don't do loot boxes anymore, do they?
No.
Yeah.
Do they?
I don't know. It's been a long time since I played Overwatch. Or in-game loot boxes, but you can't purchase them.
Yeah, you don't buy them anymore. Yes, yeah. It's just a random roll instead of a loot box.
Yeah.
But yes, I think what they're probably looking at there is they might have more than one collaboration up their sleeve during a season. So
That's true, yeah.
let's say they've released the Transformers one. Who knows whether they're going to do a, I don't know, Disney
Pokemon?
one.
Disney.
I don't know.
Oh.
I just threw out a random name.
I would
A
like
Disney
to
one in
see
like 2 weeks.
who's the butcher? The
in Diablo?
Roadhog.
Roadhog. I'd like to see it like a Maui Roadhog.
Well, they've already got a character who
do
looks
they?
like Maui anyway.
Oh, never mind. Take it back.
Sorry.
Fine.
Yeah.
Ruined my life. But no, that's quite disappointing because they look amazing and they could have done so much with it. Because there's that many Transformers out there and like this the mouse looking one, I can't remember his name.
Wrecking Ball.
Is it Wrecking Ball?
Yeah.
As Unicron,
Yes.
which is the planet, would have been
There's
stunning.
Overwatch skins are. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Okay, but
people still,
You
go on.
we could talk about skins, right? Like all night
Yeah.
for every single game. Okay, so like Fortnite, that's a skin game. League of Legends, that's a skin game.
Yes.
Like there's clearly a lot of passion behind these skins and the franchises that they represent and how they look. And it's like, why can't Overwatch dive into that? Why can't Overwatch get these collaborations and bring those crowds in? It's also like Magic the Gathering, right? Like it's very similar. They're skins, right? They're cards.
Mm.
They collaborate with Assassin's Creed and Fallout and Final Fantasy to broaden the appeal to more people. And this is what we want. We want to play our games with others
more
that we
people.
like. And
Yeah, no, definitely.
yeah, exactly.
The amount of
Lean
people I've
into it.
seen come into Magic the Gathering recently from something like the D&D set. There's a bunch of D&D players who'd never played Magic the Gathering before, which blew me away. And just they've gone, oh, Magic the Gathering cards. I'm going to start collecting these. How do I play this game? I am now playing, and I don't care that I haven't got D&D sets. I'm buying the sets. And that's perfectly fine. That's awesome. Bringing new people into the hobby. And yeah, it's fantastic. That's such a good point, though. That's where I think Pokemon falls back a little bit.
In what way?
Well, you can't do an Assassin's Creed collaboration with Pokemon.
Sure you can. Pikachu with a cute little hood doing free dives off the side of a building. You telling me that wouldn't look amazing?
No, it would look amazing. It would look amazing, but they wouldn't.
It'd be really hard to implement inside of the game as well. You do that in something like, is it Pokemon Unite?
Yes, yeah.
Or in doing something in like a game like that, you wouldn't put that into Pokemon because that just wouldn't make any sense.
So I
the
meant
context,
the
but-
Pokemon TCG, like printing cards in the same
Oh,
way. is what
yeah,
Logan's
yes.
saying. Like you couldn't have an Assassin's Creed. You could have a Pikachu with an Assassin's Creed hood. That would look cute.
It would, yeah.
But
could you imagine like it's a zoomed back Pikachu? He's like just jumped off his eagle point or whatever it is, and he's like in the air. The cape's flowing behind him, a little bit of sparks coming at his cheek.
I can imagine it.
Yeah.
I want it. I want it right now. But
Visualizing right now.
you go and have that conversation with Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo. Do a Pokemon.
Yeah, good luck. Game Freak.
Give me
Nintendo,
Pikachu
yeah.
with Assassin's Creed stuff. That'd be really cool. I'd pay for that.
On Blizzard though, you've got another one with World of Warcraft.
I do, which we spoke a tiny bit. If I can, come on, you open it. WoW's pre-patch has been announced. The War Within pre-patch expansion and all that data has been released to go live July 23rd, with Radio Echoes events starting on July 30th.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I love the pre-patch events. The pre-patch events are some of my favorite things. Especially the day of launch, once the pre-patch is done and everybody's standing around the portal going, let me in. Like Warlords of Draenor launch was hectic. I love that. I've got screenshots of pretty much, so they phase instances so you can have only a certain amount of people in your area at one time, and mine was capped. You couldn't click on the guy. People were putting on their world shrinker mounts and trinkets and making their mounts like massive, standing on top of the people. Then there'd be 30 other people doing that as well, and you're standing like, oh, okay, I just want to complete this quest. Let me click the dude. Which they changed in the most recent expansion, which was nice, but that's not the point. The launches are always fun, and same with the pre-patches. They add a lot of stuff. I love them. I love the pre-patches. They're just
Definitely.
fun.
I'm right there with you. Like Shadowlands, we were all standing around in Stormwind trying to go into the portal.
Yeah.
Dragonflight, we're all in the docks waiting for that first boat to come through. The first few boats did not work, so we all jumped in the water and we had to run up back to the docks. But the first time you go into the Dragon Isles and you're seeing all the light towers and you're experiencing this for the first time with so many people, it's a rush. You're like, oh, I love this so much. So as you said, the Radiant Echoes coming with the pre-patch event on the 23rd. Very, very excited for that. And I'm glad that it's running until I think it's around August 23rd when the War Within actually comes out. So we've got
so it says here that it starts on the
chunk.
23rd and runs all the way through to the August 26th,
Beautiful.
which is really cool. It's also saying here that it's the 10th expansion that Blizzard has put out, which is also really cool.
So I've got to ask a question.
Ask the question. Ask away.
What is a pre-patch event?
Oh God!
So I don't play.
You've got your general World of Warcraft and the world that it's in with all of its expansions. So when an upcoming expansion is up and coming really close to its release date, usually about a month beforehand, they like to do an event, an in-game event, which introduces you in a way to the content to come.
So is
and
it
allows
like
you to
tutorial quests, or they open up a small area, or
Well, it depends. Like the last one with Dragonflight, they actually did elemental storms and stuff, which was really cool. And reused old world content, which allowed you to go back to those places and visit and defend them per se. I'm not sure what this one's going to be because I have been trying to keep a little bit blind on it, but essentially just introduce you to the new expansion coming, and you can collect gear, pets. There's trinkets and items you can redeem, achievements you can get.
Yeah,
A
and
pre-patch.
if they continue the trend at all from Dragonflight's pre-patch, hopefully they'll continue it going into the actual game release itself, because a lot of people
Yes.
were saying that there wasn't enough time to get all of the rewards. So they actually ended up implementing it into the early stages of Dragonflight and then kind of phasing it out later on
Yeah.
as they added more stuff over the top. But as Burgo says, as you've said, effectively it links the outgoing expansion with the incoming expansion. You get little doses of lore, you get little doses of new environment. It's like you're micro-dosing the new expansion
Yeah.
before you get it full force.
that's cool. I like that. I think that so translating this to a game that I play, if that was in Destiny, I think I'd be a little bit more excited for the expansions rather than just going, cool, expansion's out. what's
Well,
new.
Yeah,
as a
exactly.
Destiny player,
Exactly.
you know, you go to the moon, you go to Mars, all this sort of stuff, right? So
Mm.
let's say you're on the moon and the Mars is the next expansion. To microdose it, to have a pre-patch, you would be allowed to go to Mars, but only one small
Yeah.
settlement with a
Yeah.
couple of little missions around it, and then the expansion is the rest of Mars,
Yeah.
and maybe a little bit off to it. Yeah.
Destiny does that now, similar now.
One of
Not
the
quite same,
things
okay.
that they're bringing with the world of War Within is the what was it? The player camps or the hero camps, if I remember it rightly, basically a lot of people have a lot of alts. Like myself, I have like 3 servers full of alts.
Warbands.
Yeah, warbands, that's the one. And it allows you to essentially utilize all of those characters in oh shit.
Do you want Logan to take over?
Yes, please. I've just blanked.
I'm chomping
I
at the
was
bit.
I was
I'm chomping at the bit.
super excited for it.
Yeah. I was lucky enough to be at BlizzCon 2023 where they announced, war bands and all the
Jealous.
things that are coming with it. And obviously, there's been more information. I'm so excited for war bands.
Mhm.
You can have basically as many characters as you want, but what you do is you mark your 4 favorite, and they will create like a splash screen for you when you log in. There's your 4 favorite, all kind of sitting by a campfire. But the real benefits, the quality of life changes. Basically, any reputation earned on one alt is earned across all alts. Any transmogs earned on one is earned across all. So if you're a
Oh.
plate,
Account-wide
if you're
stuff, yeah.
a plate wearer, it's a lot of account wide rep, account wide transmogs. There's
Because one of
even
the
like
sorry, go on.
yeah.
I was gonna say
all I
one
was
of
gonna
the
say is
biggest things is transmog collecting. People going doing old raids,
Mhm.
and what happens is they turn them into legacy raids, which essentially drop every bit of item that you can possibly get, but it's randomized. So you could be on a plate, I mean on a cloth wearer, trying to get this specific transmog for a cloth, but only plate items will drop for you.
Yeah.
Which in turn they won't unlock for you because your character can't use them. So when it comes around to run that again on somebody who can use plate, half the time they don't drop, and then you're like, well, what was the point of that?
Yeah.
So that's a really good change. I'm
Kind of
really
like
happy with
needless
that.
grinding.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
yeah.
There is
And they're thinking of introducing bad luck mount protection as well in the War Within, which is very exciting too.
Yeah.
mount protection.
Elaborate a little bit.
Yeah, so currently World of Warcraft,
That's one thing I
like in
haven't
any
heard
other
about yet.
game. Yeah, well, it's only relatively new and it's a rumor. It's not confirmed. There's no like official channel about this yet. But basically, what's happening currently, you can farm mounts and they have a 0 point something % drop chance, and you could do 10,000 runs and it would never drop, right? And that feels bad.
Yeah.
Um,
Boy, does
but
it.
in Final Fantasy 14, there's a lot of mounts that have what's called mount bad luck protection, where you can run it 100 times, and by the 100th time, you'll have earned 100 little totems, if you will, and you can
Ooh.
actually go to a vendor and trade those 100 totems in to get that mount that you're farming for. So
Now,
what we've heard is that WoW is considering something similar.
if they do, I'm going back and I'm running Ice Crown constantly. I need Invincible. I ran Ice Crown for 2.5 years straight on 7 different characters, and it didn't drop for me. That's an entire raid. Like,
Wow.
I know, right? Wow. That's on the 12-man and the 24-man raid. That's both raids, all maximum difficulties and all that. Across, multiple different characters, and not once did this mount drop. It had like a 0.001% drop or something like that.
You're just unlucky, mate.
Really unlucky, yeah. And I've actually I'm in a WoW group, and somebody was like, "Oh, I've done this raid 3 times and this mount dropped." I'm like, "You're a piece of shit. Get out of here. I don't want to talk to you." I've been doing this for
But
years.
the pre-patch on the
good, though.
23rd, very exciting.
Yes,
I cannot
I'm
wait.
super excited for pre-patch.
I think I've seen videos. You're not going to like what I'm about to say. I think I've seen videos on Asmongold's channel of just sitting there waiting, and people are just bouncing.
Yes.
And they're just like, let's go. And then once it opens, everyone's just like,
Yeah.
so that's a pre-patch. Yeah, okay. I thought that was like,
In some ways, yeah.
I don't know, the release of a new something or other. But
Oh yeah, it's like a recent release of
yeah.
any sort of new content that's locked to a certain time. People will wait, and they will bounce around. They'll spam chat. They'll do whatever they can to pass the time while it happens.
Yeah. I think it was the one that I was watching was like WoW Classic or something.
Yeah, the WoW Classic servers when they
Yeah,
opened up,
yeah.
and I think it was probably Ungarath or whatever it is, the raid.
It was very interesting because not playing WoW and watching, it made me go, maybe I should play WoW.
Oh, we played for a little bit.
And
but
that's
then
when I sent you a message being like, hey, I want to play WoW.
we played Classic for a small amount of time, and then we grinded massively, and then we just haven't been back.
Yes, unfortunately, time. I would like to get into it one day,
Mm.
but all right. Well, I guess I'm gonna go with one that was sent to me, so I have no idea about this one. This was sent to me by a friend of the channel called Nictacular.
The spectacular.
Oh,
And so scientists have named a new crab species after the League of Legends champion, Teemo.
uh-huh.
How I
Yep.
pronounce it, hopefully.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's
It
it.
is now.
Which is both amazing and insane because I don't understand why.
Well, the league community don't understand why either, because there's actually already a scuttle crab in the river. So it's like, why wouldn't you name it like Scuttle or something, you know, if you wanted to
okay.
make that
So
connection?
yeah, looking at the character, it looks nothing like a crab.
Yeah.
And
No, it doesn't.
no, it doesn't. I can see resemblances between
Maybe the colour?
Yeah. Maybe the color, but
So the color and its little ears or horns, whatever they are, I think are the only resemblances I can see. At least putting the picture side by side.
yeah, maybe. So you heard about this prior to yeah, and
Yeah.
I know you're a League of Legends player. So what's the response from the community?
The community is like, what the hell? The scuttle crab is right there. Like, unless you read the article, no one knows why the connection, right? And I personally haven't read the article myself either. I suspect it would be something like the scientist's favorite champion, or maybe their names were similar already. But broad strokes, the community's like, why would you go Teemo when we literally have a scuttle crab? Or there's Skarner, which is a scorpion, but still more similar to a crab than Teemo.
It's so weird. Has there been another like species named after a video game character before?
Probably. I don't know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
More
I
than
can't name it
likely.
off the top of my head, but I do remember reading plenty of stories of scientists going, I'm going to name this after this character, you know?
I suppose if you had the chance to name a species,
Oh, yeah.
I'd go
Or
with
anything.
something. I'd go with something that was my favorite as well.
Yeah.
New mushroom,
So-
name it Mario.
Yeah, probably, or like think of a better, like maybe name it Goomba or something like that.
Yeah,
the
true.
Goomba mushroom.
The
That
Goomba
makes
mushroom.
sense.
Mm.
Or if you find a new species of turtle, call it
A furry crab.
because it's a furry crab.
Furry.
Speaking of
Okay.
furries.
So it's
Uh,
it's a and segue.
there's furry news in the world as well. I don't know if you know this, but I don't
go
have
ahead.
the data to back it up right now. But they hacked a convention. I think it was like yesterday or the day before. But they hacked like a United States like federal level convention or something. And that's as much as I read about it. But you know, furries, they're out
The
there. They're
furry
doing things. A lot of
community
people-
hacked a convention.
Well, yeah, like a federal, like
Why?
United States level federal kind of get together convention.
That's amazing. We just got a new.
Yeah.
Saint's
We're
just
looking it
googling
up
it up
now.
now. That's
I'm-
like what is happening in the world?
What?
Well,
All
I
the more
mean,
power to them, but like why?
All the
Is that
focus is
not-
on furries,
we're
mate.
not
We
bringing
got to
that
be
up,
careful of
or-
scalies.
No,
Scalies.
we're not going to bring that. We're not going to bring the article up on the screen.
Hmm.
Oh,
interesting.
okay. So the CEO like full on insulted them, and then the furry was like, "Hey, mind if I share?" And the CEO was like, "Go ahead and share it, little bitch." Oh, and then the furries have gone, "Okay."
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, that
Smacking
is-
back hard.
Well, I
People
mean,
underestimate them.
That's a clapback if I've ever seen one.
yeah, that's fantastic. I don't know. I love seeing that stuff too. It's just like,
It's like why, but then you're like, I see.
yeah, I see. I can kind of get that. Oh, interesting.
That's amazing.
Talking about online news. Unfortunately, this week, beloved journalism company has closed down. Kotaku unfortunately closed this week after their publisher Pedestrian Group decided to focus on its own brand. This goes in with a whole bunch of other media companies like Vice. What else was there? There was Lifehacker. There was a couple of other ones as well. So there's not much of an explanation online apart from they just want to do their own thing. They want to do things that where they can control the content, where they can control what comes out, when it comes out, which I get. But at the same time, it's like, dude, like Kotaku was one place I got most of my gaming news.
They're always one of the first ones that popped up for me when I searched them in Game Rant, but
yeah. And just to be, gone overnight. I woke up whenever it was, Elliot had posted about it and I was like, wait, what? And then I just seen lots of posts, lots of TikTok posts as well of people saying, I lost my job last night. Very, very hard.
I'm right there with you. I actually saw the tweets before I saw the official news from staff members. Some of them vague tweeted at first, and then the news broke, and then they were like, "Hey, this is what I was vague tweeting about." It's like, bugger, and like so many stories about a lot of content creators or people of influence, journalists in the Australian sphere and esports, etc. Like, I got my start at Kotaku, or I was still there, and so it's had for Australia, it's had far-ranging ripple effects, consequences for a lot of people.
Yes, yeah,
Oh, definitely.
I did notice there was a few people because I think Galaxy did a video recently. I believe I seen on there. Galaxy was moving into sort of that host, the like visual journalism style thing, which was awesome. And there's a bunch of other people that I know that did journals, articles there and whatnot. It just sucks that something that big can be.
Oh yeah, especially overnight.
Yeah.
Like you'd think there'd be at least a little bit of warning or, something like that. But just snap of the fingers. Gone.
Yeah.
So it's
very
sad.
unfortunate.
From our perspective, that's definitely how it felt. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Who knows what's going on?
Oh yeah, internally it could be very different. But yeah, for in the eyes of the community, unless you're in the loop, like it's a very, very big website in a lot of ways. Like
a lot of these things have been happening a lot. We've been seeing a lot of companies close down, a lot of companies being dissolved. We've seen it within Twitch of partnership rosters being cut off as well. There's been so many. I think this is still the follow-on from. We spoke about this with. I think it was Nick. Still the follow-on from that big COVID boom where COVID went crazy, so they hired so many new people, and then once COVID died down, that raise in viewership or what's the word, contact sort of thing has lowered, and these companies have gone, oh, we kind of overhired.
On the note of companies dissolving and all that, you know how it's sort of, it is news, but I don't have anything for it. I just remembered it just then thinking that. Microsoft went and bought all those companies and then was like, hey, you guys don't need to exist anymore.
Yeah.
Bye. They're now raising the price of Game Pass to cover the cost of games that are coming to the Game Pass. Yep. Yeah, certain tier to get the day one stuff,
I seen about the tier list, but I didn't understand. I didn't know that they were raising the price.
So they went and bought, all these lovely companies that have made some lovely games over the years and was like, goodbye, good night, go to bed. And then they're like, hey, we're going to jack up your prices for Game Pass so that you can have all these games for free.
Yeah.
And then we're going to, tier list it.
Rush.
Yeah. And a lot of people, a lot of people from what I saw are pissed. Because it's like, well, what was the point? Why'd you buy all these? Now you're out of money, so now you're trying to throw it back to us. Like, it's not our fault you did that.
It's not just that. It's we are in a bit of a cost of living crisis.
Oh, definitely. Like, I agree with that. But
right. And when it comes to the consumer, Game Pass was awesome if you've got, say, ADHD. And you don't want to spend...
Or very limited money.
You don't want to spend, $200 a month on trying games out. I know there's demos these days, but for Xbox and whatnot, it's a little bit harder. Or say your teenager who wants to go through stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's the same thing. One of the parts that I really liked about Game Pass was the amount that you get to try.
Yeah.
And most times I have actually gone and bought the game afterwards.
Yeah.
Slay the Spire, still need to buy it, but I will buy it because it's one of my favorites at the moment. Try that on Game Pass. I got heavily addicted and just absolutely love it. We'll be buying the second one
Well, I played
from Game Pass.
Senua's Sacrifice on it.
Yeah.
And then I bought it on Steam because I was like, I want,
Want to play this
on.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with a game Dishonored. I played on there. Bought it on a PC.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of games that I've bought and gone over to Steam or Epic and bought. I don't like Microsoft Store, but that's not the point. But yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's really,
a bummer.
really quite sad to see that they've gone against what they've said in the past and was like, yep.
The
cool.
tier list situation, because this is something that's already angered me about another company that did this. So recently I wanted to go back and for anyone, I don't care what anyone has to say about this. I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going back to rewatch Game of Thrones.
Fair.
Oh, okay.
I've never watched it.
Fair. Okay, good.
All right.
There's some people that would be like, why? But because it is epic.
Like I've never personally watched it, so my question is why. But like at the same time, you do you, baby. Let's go.
I've gone back to watch that. It is on binge.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nice.
I went and redid my subscription to binge. I paid my $11.99.
Whatever it is, yeah.
And then I hopped on, clicked on the Game of Thrones thing, ads.
Yes.
Like, excuse me?
Yes, Paramount has a tier list now. I think you pay $9.99 a month and you stream with ads. You pay an extra $1 and you get HD, because I resubscribed last night because I was looking for some stuff. $10.99 a month and you get HD streaming. You can have 2 or 3 devices plus you stream without ads. And then you pay $15 a month. You get the 4K HD full top of the range streaming, 6 devices and ad-free streaming.
Yeah. Which
it's one of the things that's pissed me so much off about Prime, because I pay a lot of money for Prime and everything I watch has ads.
The Prime's ads aren't bad. You can skip all of them.
Yeah, you can. But
Which with binge, there was 3 ads,
can't skip
each
them.
of them at 18 seconds, and you can't skip.
Yeah, gross.
But you remember when? So I remember when streaming came to Australia. We had Foxtel at the time,
Yeah,
and I was
Ozstar.
like, oh yeah, Ozstar. I'm gonna get out of Foxtel because this streaming situation seems so much better. I pay for this and I get so much. Now, I think Netflix and all the rest of them, Netflix aren't doing it yet, but they have talked about it. Netflix and the rest of them are going, it's a good model? Pay TV model.
Yeah.
Let's go back to that.
Yeah.
So they killed pay TV and then they're like, let's go back again.
Yeah. Which is really annoying.
So annoying.
Yeah, sorry for the little tangent. Let's on some happier news. I come across an article today. There's some Pokemon related news for all them lovely little Pokemon fans out there. Pokemon revealed expensive Arcanine plush that is nearly 5 foot long. Now, I've just scrolled a little bit further into this article that I have found, and there is a price tag of $449.99.
Wood.
Yeah, wood.
Wood.
Yes, I agree. It's a giant plus, like that's sort of similar to the Snorlax and Lucario one. It's about 5 foot tall, and I want it. I would like to have a ginormous Arcanine, because technically he was like one of the very first legendary class.
Pseudo.
Yes, but in the original games, like in his Pokedex, was legendary, if I remember rightly.
No.
Yeah, because he was classed as like a legendary Pokemon. He wasn't like a Ho-Oh
In the
or a
originals, they didn't
Lugia.
have classes.
No. Okay. It's not.
He's ruining everything.
He was a thing, but either way,
No, he wasn't.
He was.
Within the community, he was a pseudo legendary because he had a stat block of above 600.
No.
That is it.
No.
He wasn't classed as a legendary.
No.
The 2 legendaries in the original is Mew and Mewtwo.
No, fine. It's okay. Cool.
Don't argue with me with this one.
Oh well, it's all right.
We can argue all you want. But
You can have this one, but I'm gonna buy, I think, an Arcanine plush eventually.
$500.
It's massive. It's Pokemon. Tax write-off. It's a set piece. We need it.
I'm looking at it.
I don't
Is
think
that
the
official
picture.
Nintendo?
I don't think the picture does it justice, and I think it is. Yeah, no, it's possibly.
I
Where
mean,
is it?
official Pokemon.
Well, it's
Official
the Pokemon
Pokemon
Company has
merchandise.
gradually been rolling out official giant plushies of various Pokemon. Snorlax, Lucario, and Seal are just some of the ones that have been put through the plush treatment. So, if it's any good, and those pictures that we're seeing obviously don't do it justice because it's, the pictures we're looking at look kind of trash.
Pictures just don't look like Arcanine.
Yeah, they just don't. The colors don't look right, is what I'm getting at. But
yeah, it's not like a rich enough orange.
Yeah.
But still, I'd love it
Oh,
because
it's cool.
when we were at PAX last year, we saw the giant plush Eevees. Wish I had more money and also a way to transport it home at the time because there ain't no way that they were going to let me take it on the train.
I mean, they would have, but everyone would have been staring at you weird.
Yeah, that too. I would have loved to have gotten one of them. Eevee's definitely up in the top 3 for me.
Evolution.
Yeah, right. Bulbasaur #1.
Psh.
On the Pokedex, yes.
Don't psh me.
No, he's correct. On the Pokedex,
I know
Bulbasaur is number 1.
it is number 1 on the Pokedex. You're right.
I'm just looking at my Bulbasaur over there.
Bulbasaur is good. I do.
Yeah.
At least you didn't say Chikorita.
I think.
Right?
Cynical supremacy.
I saw a really good video. You know the Mythical guys? Mythical Morning and all that? How they have Mythical Kitchen? The host of that, Josh, did a How Would I Cook Chikorita? And it was really, really good.
There are those there's pictures that people do. And it's a cooking Pokemon one, and it shows like the
Like how they
different
break
cuts
it
of the
down,
Pokemon. Yeah. My 2 favorite ones were
Chikorita ones were really detailed.
Victory Bell
Yes.
and, funnily enough, Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
They were my 2 favorite ones because they went really well with it. It was really good. I wanted to buy it, but at the same time, I was like, oh, it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Yeah, I've just seen Soa Polling's put in the Pokedex specifically refers to Arcanine as a legendary Pokemon from China.
Read 'em and weep.
What was that? Sorry. Yeah. Oh no, Bulbasaur. That's adorable. What? I can't read that one. Samurott. War Turtle. These are adorable. These aren't as good as the Studio Ghibli ones though, but they are really good.
Studio Ghibli ones are perfect.
Yeah, they were amazing. Actually, I've got one of the evolutions as my background at work. The Studio Ghibli ones.
Which one?
It's Espeon. Love Espeon.
Good call.
Yeah, it is. It is a good call. Like.
Red and Blue, a Pokemon that has been admired since the past for its beauty. It runs agilely as if on wings.
No, see,
and then Yellow version has a legendary Pokemon in China. Many people are charmed by its grace and beauty while running.
Exactly. I'm going to trust Soul Polling.
Red and Blue. Oh, geez, guys.
Wasn't green first?
No, red, blue, and green in
yeah.
Yeah.
So Red and Blue came to the West first out of all the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my first Pokemon was blue. Even though I did play red first.
There you go.
Yeah.
Not.
But like, it's been proven.
No, it has. I just debunked that.
Nope. I didn't hear a thing you said. Have you got anything else?
No, I'm all done. Have you got any more news that you would like to talk about, Logan?
Have I? No, I don't.
Okay. Any gaming news, right? Well, I feel like we've covered a lot of PC stuff. Some awesome upcoming games, all just out. Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail. Any Final Fantasy fans in chat? We've obviously got Space Marine 2 coming out in September. We've got World of Warcraft's War Within coming out at the end of August. I just think every year is a good year to be a gamer.
Yes,
oh, definitely.
Yes, I have seen. So I don't play Final Fantasy, but Dawn Trail, the hype around Dawn Trail has got me looking more and more into it.
I really liked the MMO until I lost my account and couldn't recover it because their support system was absolute trash.
It's atrocious.
It is. They told me I had to buy the game again, even though I had receipts and everything. And I'm like, I'm not buying the game again. You guys can get out of here.
Yeah.
Because I really wanted to play it because I really liked it. And Preach was playing it at the time and I was really into Preach then.
I started watching a little bit of it when I first met Galaxy because they were playing it, and I seen it at PAX as well, and I was watching the situation at PAX and just going, "What? This looks amazing!" I love Final Fantasy. Obviously, it's different from like every Final Fantasy's got its own unique quirks and its own unique things, but in general, you know that when you're playing a Final Fantasy game, you've got a good storyline
Yeah, yeah,
and
definitely.
good mechanics. They're like, time tested mechanics. So I would like to give that a shot. But the hype around Dawn Trail, man, I've been seeing. I don't look up Final Fantasy 14 stuff, right? But the hype has been extending into every facet of my social media. It's
what
like
I've
coming up on
heard-
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. I'm like, where is this coming from?
From what I've heard, the company behind that, the MMO itself, have got some really, really good writers, really good art design team, which, in my opinion, can make or break an MMO. You don't have a good story, nobody's going to want to play outside of doing the very basic stuff to say that they've done it. But also, if you don't have good art, you can sort of get away with that. But yeah, Final Fantasy 14 is beautiful. It's got it's incredibly, incredibly lore rich. I don't even know how many expansions they are in so far, but they're all, from what I understand, top tier, with a few like little exceptions. But I need to get back into it.
Maybe that's another one we need to try.
There's an activation at PAX. Square Enix is coming to PAX, bringing
really?
a Final Fantasy 14 activation. So,
Well, good thing I'm going to PAX then.
Let's get on that.
yeah.
yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Well, gaming news aside, let's have a bit of a chat about gaming in general. We want to dive deeper into Logan.
Hey, saying.
That was
Do
really.
you reckon you
weird.
could scroll our activity feed to the top
We want to dive a little bit deeper into what you play.
when you get a chance?
Oh, okay. All right, good.
Can you scroll our activity feed up? Sorry. Thank you.
Obviously, we've heard a little bit about what games you have been playing at the moment. Is there one that you play a little bit more of at the moment than the others?
So some people in the community might disagree with this perception, but I still play World of Warcraft the most. I have played World of Warcraft since the game launched. I've played it for 20 years. It's my, I don't know, my comfort game, my all day, everyday game that I will always go back to and I will always keep playing. I've been playing a lot of League of Legends lately, and people will tell you that, oh, that's your main game. No, it's not. It's World of Warcraft.
It's the game that
So
I
that's-
let you guys think.
World
that is
of
my main
Warcraft
game.
is a game that I always come back to. It's like a just like a badass.
Well, it's like what Logan said. It's a comfort game.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
like a warm
nice.
hug.
Yeah, I don't know why I said that. That didn't make any
What
sense.
did you say? It's like a.
What I tried, it's like a bit of a toxic relationship because I come in, I spend so much time doing it, I turn everything else off, and then I leave going, where am I? What is happening? And, life gets back on track, and then, WoW's like, hey, you want to come over here and play with me? And you're like, yes.
It's that old meme of the couple walking
Yes.
along and the person on the other side. So yours is like new game, and then it's you're looking back at WoW.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
I've spent so much money on WoW.
So WoW is the main game that you play.
Absolutely.
Probably not the main one that you stream, but the main one you play.
Well, it probably accounts for like 65-70% of my 4 year streaming, honestly.
True,
Like
yes,
hours
yeah.
streamed, it would be World of Warcraft.
Nice.
Of late, the past sort of, dare I say, 5 to 6 months, I still stream World of Warcraft once a week, every single week on those Saturdays. But I have been streaming a lot more League. I've been streaming a bit of Diablo 4 as well. So yeah, it's not the most prominent content right now, but it is still there. It's still a part of it.
Small tangent there. What do you think of Diablo 4 at the moment? Because I've played that since launch, and I've been, iffy on a lot of it, but really excited about some of it as well because it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I really like what they're doing with the new season.
Yes. So to answer your question, what do I think of it right now? I love it, right? To contextualize that answer, I understand where you're coming from because pre-season and season 1, hot garbage.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like Diablo
Just a little
4
bit.
did not have a great launch, unfortunately.
No.
But they absolutely pulled it back in season 2. It was trending upwards. Season 3, by far and away, was amazing. Season 4 has kind of taken a little step back from what 3 was, but it's still better than pre-season, season 1, and season 2. So they're still overall heading in the right direction with this. And obviously, Vessel of Hatred coming out. There's
Yes.
some news being released on July the 18th. A whole bunch of content creators are over in California right now with Blizzard on campus getting some early hands-on time with Vessel of Hatred. The new class, I think it's a spirit something or other. I don't know the
Yeah,
name of
like
it,
a
Claw?
spirit walker or something like that. I can't remember what it's called exactly, but
Yeah.
it looks cool.
It does. To answer your question again, simply now that it's fully contextualized, I love it. I'm loving where it's at. I'm literally playing a Necromancer at the moment for the first time
Yes.
ever in any Diablo,
Oh, really?
and I'm having a lot of fun. Yeah.
Like I loved the launch. I had a lot of fun because obviously I've come off D3, like loving that, and then come in and then just running Corpse Explosion Necro was just a lot of fun because it's just constant damage, just constant damage, and you'd roll through enemies and you have fun. And then they dropped the first season, and I'm like, okay, what have we got here? What is happening? And then I took a break, so I'm re-downloaded it the other day to
I've heard a lot of good things. I haven't played 4,
Love
but I've heard a lot of good things. My my brother-in-law, he just picked it back up again, and he was like, I'm hoping that it's going to be good. And the next time I seen him, he had 2 screens set up in their house, both of them sitting down playing Diablo,
Yep.
and it was on all day long. And I was like,
Yeah.
how's Diablo going? Good.
Yeah. Like they
Good
they
times
kept
too.
a lot of the good stuff from 3 and mixed in some new stuff. Went like I said, hot garbage with season 1, but yeah, from what I heard of like season 2 and watching like Riker and some of those other bigger ones, like they're talking it up. Really excited to see what they're doing and how they're going with it. And the newest season is supposed to be gonna be pretty fun, so I'm gonna try and tune in for that because I love Diablo. Diablo was one of the first games I ever played like properly. And got obsessed with. Like my uncle had it on his computer. I would go around every day after dinner, and every day I'd be home right as the street lights come on. Mum was like, "Gotta be home with the street lights." So I'd get 2 hours in of Diablo 2 in.
Uppies.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Diablo.
Like, and we lived down the road from it, so I could walk there. Small country town, walk down the road. It's fine. 7-year-old, who cares? They won't get kidnapped. So like, I just well, that was the thing, your family just lived down the road. We trust our neighbors. Everything's fine. Whereas these days, I wouldn't let my kids walk 10 minutes down the road by themselves. No way.
No, actually, I'm not going to say that because that's bad.
But yeah,
That could be taken out of
Diablo's
context.
been a huge focus on gaming for me over when I was younger. Love it. Sorry, I derailed your questions for a second.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I was going to say, I think we covered this before because you guys are obviously both very wow Diablo
Blizzard-esque, yeah. I really wanted to go to BlizzCon, but I couldn't afford it.
What I was going to say is there any upcoming events you're looking forward to? But obviously you've got your releases that are coming out, updates and whatnot. I think all of us are excited for PAX.
Yeah.
But is there anything aside from these ones that you're excited for, Logan, or yourself, Nick?
Nick, if I may,
Yeah, go for it.
excited but I'm excited for Star Wars Outlaws, but I'm not going to be attending
Yes.
that event. Unfortunately, that's already happening this weekend. I know that there's a bunch of media outlets over in the States, and I know there's a bunch of sort of influencers, personalities in Sydney this weekend doing a lot of stuff in Star Wars Outlaws. So it's cool that they're doing events. I'm always looking forward to, and this is still gaming, even if it is cardboard. I'm very much looking forward to the next, Magic the Gathering event. They like to have the little content creator releases, which is always good and fun. I do know that there has been a call out to content creators today over Twitter for people to attend the Borderlands movie. So sort of like the get in first, passionate Borderlands fans in Victoria, make
They're
yourself
passionate.
known and you might be able to attend the movie. Otherwise, PAX is always a big
find
one.
that
It's
tweet.
a big and good one.
Mhm.
I love that. And as always, I don't know, DreamHack as well. Like those
Yeah.
two are the big two, if you will. MetroCon's actually on this weekend, but I won't be attending that one.
Yeah, fair.
MetroCon. What's MetroCon?
So MetroCon's a relatively new-ish one, a bit smaller. It's trying to make a name for itself now. I think it's trying to compete with Supernova and Oz Comic Con, basically.
Okay,
So
cool.
it's vendors, cosplayers. Like you think Supernova, Oz Comic Con, you've pretty much got MetroCon down.
When you say it really fast, it sounds like the home builders.
Yeah, that's what I.
Metrocon's
Yeah,
really,
actually
really
true,
breaking
yeah.
out of their market.
Broken
all
containment.
right.
Yeah.
Well, with all that aside, well, before we go on to the next part, I'm the same. I'm really looking forward to PAX, and I think really looking forward to taking Level Up Lounge to PAX for the first time as a group, because last year we were just conceptualizing everything. So
Reaching out and
very
just
excited to get to that point. And yeah, DreamHack. So this year was my first DreamHack as a content creator, and that was
Same.
amazing. It was not what I was expecting at all. So very, very, very excited for next year as well. All right, we're going to take a quick break, guys, and when we get back, we're going to jump into some content creation questions. We're going to be diving into the early years of Logan's content creation and asking some questions as well to get some tips and a bunch of different stuff. It's going to be good. So stick around. We'll be back very, very shortly. All right, and we are back. I need to move my seat again. How do I keep doing that? I don't know how. What am I doing? Anyway, I need to mark my seat a little bit better.
I'm just gonna sit here and smile.
Welcome back. As I said before, we're going to be jumping more into the content creation side of the podcast now. You all right?
I just scratched my nipple. That hurt.
Oh, that would hurt, actually.
It hurt.
That would hurt
do
a
that.
lot.
I didn't mean to. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail your explanation there.
I'm going home now. No.
Yeah, I've got a boo-boo. I've got to go.
Yeah, so we're going to be jumping into more of the content creation questions and hopefully picking your brain for some tips and tricks as well as some lessons learned while you've been streaming. First off, I guess gaming, we've heard a little bit about it. How long have you been gaming for?
How long have I been gaming for? Since I can remember, right? Like I'm talking. I
Good
was
effort.
so little that I was gaming before I could remember, literally.
It was just a
So
part of
it's
the
not-
growing up. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So there was a game called Gizmos and Gadgets, right?
Mhm.
And this game is a math and science game. It's actually a teaching aid, less of a game, more of a teaching aid, but it was still gamified nonetheless. And so that was kind of like the first ever game that I did play. It was like in primary school, like year 1, year 2 kind of level stuff. I remember Pokemon back in the day. I got that the day it came out. Like, I
Mhm.
think Red and Yellow came out in, I want to say, Red and Blue came out in, I want to say like 99 or something.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like that was my first ever all-nighter. I stayed up playing Red and Blue. I had some Mars bars. I had some cans of Coke. I was a wee lad, like 6 or 7 years old or something. I can't even remember now. And then it didn't take long for me to get into computer gaming because the man who was raising me at the time, he was a software engineer. He still very much is.
Oh,
Shout out
nice.
Jack at University of Newcastle. He's like the head of the IT department there or something.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah, and yeah, thanks to him, he influenced me into playing games as well. So like PlanetSide 2, World of Warcraft. It's actually thanks to him taking me to his parents' place one day, seeing his brothers playing WoW, that I then went home that night and started playing WoW, and I've never looked back. Yeah,
Good choice. Good choice.
ever since a wee lad. Yeah.
Very nice. Well, I guess you've just answered my next question for me as well. What made you get into gaming? Perfect. We had when we were younger, we did have a similar sort of. We had a family friend who was, I think he was high up computer tech at Monash, and they were doing a sweep of the computer lab, and they were just like, "We're getting a whole bunch of brand new machines. Get rid of these ones." And Noodles was like, I'm gonna grab one of these and I'm gonna take these to the kids. So he brought this computer around, and we were just like, cool. We don't know what to do with that, so
My first computer came from a library.
oh, nice.
Like when they, were moving and clearing old library stocks. It was one of those pre-built Dell
I
cream
think
colored
ours-
cases.
Yeah, I think ours was as well, with the big CRT monitors and
Yep.
the side, same color side speakers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you put a
The
magnet
mouse
in those
click
bad
was
boys.
like, if you were trying to play while your parents were asleep, you click that mouse, it's like click.
You had the hard boiled yolk inside of it.
Yeah,
for the wheel.
yeah.
Yep.
Everyone in the house, you're like,
Thunderous.
Everyone's like, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think a lot of people from our generation got into gaming from someone a little bit older than
Mum for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whether it be mum, dad, family
Uncle.
friend, uncle, whoever it is. There's a lot of people our generations that
Yeah.
did get passed on that. Where I've met a few people recently that have been just like, no, my parents weren't really into it. I just got into it.
Which is, it's weird to think about.
Yeah, yeah. Compared to like all my mates who were just
Yeah.
like, oh, mum played, so I played.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, Mum used to play Banjo Kazooie on the and all that, and like Alec the Kid on the SNES.
We used to do Gauntlet Legends on the 64, but
And,
the OG one for us was Super Mario Bros. 3 on the NES.
Yep.
Mum had a Game Boy Pocket,
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah.
a big chunky beautiful thing. And she had the Castlevania game
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, the Castlevania games are so good.
and the road bike game, where you had like the chain and the baseball bat, and you got to
yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't remember what the name of it's
I know
called
the
though.
one you're
Road
talking
Rash,
about.
I think it was. Something
Road Rage or something.
maybe it was. Yeah, you ride along a motorbike, you kick them off their bikes or baseball bat, or
Yeah, and you got
like the further you get, you
big
unlock
chain.
better stuff,
Yeah.
and I was really bad at it.
Sorry.
Really bad at it.
I mean, as kids, most games I played, I was bad at. So.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Loved it though.
So, gaming most of your life, pretty much all your life.
Yeah.
Full throttle? Was it full
Yep.
throttle?
Possibly.
Hey,
Possibly.
Possibly.
Who knows? Gaming most
I'd
of your
have
life.
to Google it.
What at what point did you go, I want to make content out of this?
Yeah. Okay. At what point did I want to make content out of this? It was literally during COVID, and it wasn't even I sought it out. It came to me basically. So what happened? I was made redundant from my job during COVID. I was at
Full
home looking
throttle.
for work, playing games while I was waiting, looking for these jobs. And a friend reached out to me. He knew I was a gamer because he'd worked with me, and he basically said, "Hey, my sister in the UAE, I think it was, has bought a Facebook gaming page and wants streamers on this 24/7. Do you want to be a streamer on this page?" And I was like, "Oh, that sounds all right. Get, paid to play games. All right, I'll do that." Mind you, I've never ever heard of Twitch at this stage, right? I'm still new to Twitch in that I only heard of it in, what is it, 2020. And so I thought, oh, well, if I'm going to be streaming, I may as well learn how to stream. So I jumped onto Twitch and I started learning how to stream and streaming my World of Warcraft raids to my guildies and a couple of friends. And then contract negotiations fell through in the back end with the whole Facebook gaming page. So that never eventuated. But I'd started building a community and I'd started getting practice and I started liking what I was doing on Twitch. And I thought, stuff it, I'll just stay here. And that's how I got into content creation. It came to me basically. It was the first time I heard of Twitch. It was the first time I'd considered gaming for money, like, yeah, all that sort of stuff.
That's awesome. I think that's the first time we've heard that.
Mm.
That is amazing. And weird you said that, like, because I was going to ask you about Facebook gaming because I know it was a big thing, but it just didn't
Went
do
away.
well.
Yeah, it went away.
It just kind of, I know there's a couple of people that I know within the Minecraft community that came across from Facebook gaming, and some of them are doing really well across the Twitch, and others are finding it hard. Actually, they're just like, it's a different vibe, completely different vibe, and I just can't find my audience across here, which is interesting. It's a really, really cool thing to look across the different streaming platforms and seeing the differences between them as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's massive difference in streaming on TikTok too.
Oh yeah.
Massive difference.
You could have a whole different vibe, don't you? Like a different style of energy.
Yeah, YouTube streaming is a massive different vibe as well. And I think it comes down to the culture of the app.
Yes.
Like Twitch has obviously got a specific culture that goes with it.
And TikTok is very much ADHD.
Yeah, random
Grabby.
doom scrolling.
Let me have something catchy that I might like to watch for the next 5 minutes while I wait.
It's a game of how long can I hold your attention for?
Yeah, exactly. So you've got to be outgoing and outspoken and like just catchy.
Yes, yeah. 100%.
Whereas on Twitch, you can be sort of wholesome and chill and relaxed, and people will just come to you because that's what they want. Or like that kid we spoke about the other week that had the air horns, and every time I got a kill would just blast his tunes and
there'd be
well,
like pyrotechnics flying around next to him.
and like people like that.
You're watching the stream, and then all of a sudden, like you're flashbanged. You're like, oh.
Whereas Facebook gaming was you'd scroll the video section or the clip section, all of a sudden the Facebook live, and you'd just be like, nope, sorry, not here for that.
It is, it's good seeing more streaming platforms. That's really cool. So content found you, and was it the community that kept you, or was it the content creation itself? Does that make sense? Is that a well-worded question?
Well, we'll get through there. Doubtlessly, I'll fumble my way through. I think it was a little bit of everything. It was I'd found people that I could game with, so to speak, because these people that I'm talking to, they loved World of Warcraft. I loved World of Warcraft. We were all playing the same game at the same level at the same time, so we would just connect and game together. It was almost like there's those like gaming dating services, but it's like without the dating element, we're just gaming. you know, that was a
They
very
exist,
very.
yeah.
There's literally gaming specific dating services, but they market it as like a gaming app. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. So there's definitely that element.
That
You mean
wasn't the
Twitch?
question.
Twitch isn't a dating site, Nick, as Fox has said.
Depends how you treat it, I guess.
But there's some successful love stories. There is. Community was definitely one. Gaming with other people was definitely another one. I think it was like, and I still say this today, it was very much a social outlet and inlet for me. Like I'm a very extroverted kind of person, right? And again, considering the source, the context, it started during COVID. I couldn't go out. Literally, we weren't allowed to go outside and see people. So this was kind of my way of bridging that gap. It was my way of getting that social energy and like inwards and outwards, right? As much as I'm comfortable sitting inside playing, Magic the Gathering all day on my own, or playing some games on my own, sometimes you just want that social connection.
Yeah,
And Twitch
100%.
really, really provided that for me. And something you said a little earlier actually is like the different types of streamers on the different kinds of platforms. I, by and large, like to group streamers into two groups. No one better or worse than the other. They're just different groups. One being chaotic streamers and one being cozy streamers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Different energies for different people. And I personally like to be a cozy streamer. I like that people can come here for comfort. I like that people can come here and just listen in the background, and they can lurk, and I'm just a sound, because a lot of people like brown noise and white noise and stuff like that. And it's like, well, if I can be that for you, then great.
I like
So,
to think we
that's
come
nice.
underneath the cozy at the moment with like a small mix of chaos from time to time.
There's a little bit of chaos, but there's
Yeah.
nothing. There's nothing too crazy.
No.
The chaos is within the dialogue of what's
Yeah.
actually being said, rather than every time someone follows me jumping up on the table and
Yeah.
I don't know,
You start
doing a
breakdancing.
dance or something like that.
You do the Mean Girls bar dance.
Coyote Ugly.
Coyote Ugly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait. I need to face the same way. We need to get a dance going on.
yeah, exactly.
Not Mean Girls. I don't know why I was thinking
Are
about
you
Mean
talking
Girls.
about
It's Coyote
no,
Ugly. Yeah.
but he's thinking about the Christmas dance from Mean Girls. Jingle bell, jingle
Yeah.
bell, jingle bell. Learn your culture,
Learn my
Nick.
culture. I am
How
cultured
many
in all
songs
the
would it
wrong
take to
ways.
make you do that, Ant? Nah, I'm good, man.
12.
Do you
12
actually
subs.
want to learn how to twerk though? Like I for real
12.
legit could teach you how to twerk.
All right,
I can do
let's
it
learn.
properly. That was
Yeah.
a meme twerk. I can do it properly.
So
All
we're
right,
gonna
let's
learn
do
how to
this.
twerk.
We're gonna learn how to twerk.
Podcast people.
Come on.
All right. Okay. Cool. All right.
I know how to throw it back. I'm not.
I don't know how to go back.
So,
You can learn.
You gotta start up here, right? This is gonna be hard because I'm not mic'd up, right? So I'm gonna have
I'm
to yell.
staying sitting for
Put
this.
your hands up like that, right? And then you top of the thighs, right? And then you kind of
thumbs on the
right?
outside.
You gotta
And then you got to throw it
pop,
back.
Yeah, like that, right? And roll your hips, and then
It's the hip movement.
just
You've got to
speed it
like
up.
arch your back as well. What are you doing?
yeah, you gotta roll around the hip.
You gotta
What are you
roll.
doing?
Rolling.
No, you've got to like roll your
You're
back in
unteachable.
there.
Unteachable.
Unteachable. Where's the talent?
Like that?
No. You gotta like roll around the hip, mate. You're like on these ones. Like try and step with it.
You've got to like
Try and
throw it
step
back.
with it.
He's oh no.
You're being terrible on purpose, mate. No one's that bad.
He doesn't have a lot of he doesn't have a lot of space to work with here. All right.
I can't do this.
What are you doing? Marching on the spot.
Look. Give credit where credit's due. He doesn't have a lot of space to work with here. That's not even a meter by a meter squared where he's standing.
Look, I reckon if we have weekly classes once per week for about 10 minutes, next year, DreamHack.
Yeah.
I can teach in like half an hour, mate. That's how quick we learned.
Yeah.
Did you not just watch me do it? No. You reckon you could teach that in half an hour?
No.
So as we were saying, cozy chaos.
Yeah, cozy. Yeah.
Yeah.
With a splash of what the fuck is happening over here?
Couldn't agree more.
Oh no, that was good. Somebody clip
Perfect
that.
time to come in.
like
We're live, aren't we?
I like that Nick is like, I'm impressed and intimidated at how good you are at that, Logan.
What can I say? I'm well practiced.
He's talented, all right?
On that note, obviously the one thing that I really like about streaming is the community within the content creators itself as well. I absolutely love it. I think going to PAX and going to DreamHack and meeting up with all these people, I think it's phenomenal. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I've got some friends that I've met that are, I'd like to think long-term friends now, not just like acquaintances online.
Oh, definitely.
And I think that's amazing.
Some of them are wonderful people, or all of them are wonderful people. Let's just say some of them.
I am. No, I'm just. I'm not
We didn't meet online. I'll see myself out. That's okay.
And
not me.
when it comes
Can't
to,
blame you after all that's working.
I'm ditching you next week. Sorry. You can't sit with us. No, I'm just kidding. When it comes to making content itself, we've spoken about it a little bit, and I think you've already answered your question. You're doing a really good job of answering well, and you're like answering my next questions along.
I'm over
Which is awesome. But what is your drive when it comes to content? Like making the content itself. Yeah. Do you have is it pushing forward through a game to showcase a lot of the game, or is it literally just that playing with friends, having fun?
Bold of you to assume there's a plan.
Well, yeah, that's it. So yeah, what is your drive when it comes to games? Maybe you're just jumping in and going, you know what? I'm just going to play games.
Look, honestly, 95% of it is literally just that. It's like, hey, I'm just going to play this game. I want to play this game. I'm going to stream this game. Whoever else likes this game can come along and talk to me about this game. I've said it a million times, and I'll say it a million more times in my streams, is that the community enhances my gameplay. Like, it's as simple as that, right? Like, you'll either backseat me, and in this case, in this context, a good thing, and help me with my game, or we all connect about our favorite moments in this game, or, I get history about the developers of the game. Like, my gaming experience is enriched for streaming to other people's, that they get engage with me and do that,
I love
That's
that.
it.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it too. And that doesn't put the focus on you as the streamer doing it solely to entertain. You're seeing it as a two-way, a symbiotic relationship of I'm here to play games, you guys are here to hang out with me, but you're also helping me play my game while we're having fun. I like that. That's a really good way of, very non-toxic way of looking at it. I love that. I absolutely love that. Beautiful.
Hopefully I'm helping them too, or entertaining. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, well, sorry. You're also
Do I
providing
need
the
to twerk again?
entertainment.
There's definitely some entertainment happening.
See, my twerk's more like a chicken dance.
That's for the Patreon.
Yeah. Should have worn my gym gear. Damn, this is active,
Yeah, I know. I think it's the most active level up lounge.
It is, yeah.
When you've done it again. You just answered my next question.
Okay, no, but I can't answer that. Like, go ahead and ask it.
Go and ask it.
All right. When it comes to content, do you have a planning process?
It depends on the content.
Mm,
It does
mm.
depend on the content. So, for example, I was fortunate enough, I was blessed last financial year to have two sponsorships, two opportunities. One with Bethesda for Starfield. Oh,
Ooh,
a Starfield tattoo. Oh, wow.
ooh,
Holy
ooh,
And
moly.
ooh,
yeah,
nice.
it's nearly two sessions, $2,400, a lot more to go.
Worth it.
I was blessed with a Bethesda. We'll come back to that. I was
Yeah,
blessed
yeah,
with a
yeah.
Bethesda sponsorship, and I was blessed with a Blizzard sponsorship, right? And obviously, when you agree to these sorts of sponsorships, there are KPIs, there are metrics, and so
Yes.
when these things get serious, when you are in business, when you are getting paid, plans, right? So they come to you with their expectations. You go back to them and say, hey, yes, I can meet those expectations. And you hit those goals, right? So, to the question, when it comes to content, do you have a planning process or overall structure you follow? Generally, no. 99 times out of 100, I am going to be winging exactly everything I do, which is why my content, when this is a bad thing, is not consistent.
Mhm,
Right? I stream consistently. I stream 4 days a week, every week, have for the last 4 years. But my content, which is different to streaming in my mind, there's streaming and there's content creation. My content creation has been very, very inconsistent. It's very peaky, very trophy because I don't plan. I just wing it.
mhm.
Yep. Yep. And that's fair.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
works for you, I think. If you try and push yourself to do
Oh,
something
that's the thing.
if you try and push yourself to do something you can't do, that's where
Yeah.
our next question's coming in. That's where things like burnout happens.
Yep.
And you're right.
Yeah, yeah. It's just a question in my head to do with
Okay.
that tattoo.
Oh, okay. We'll come back to the tattoo
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit.
We'll
Right?
come back to it. We'll come back to it. It's just, there.
Yes, no, I agree. And I think you do have to define what point of you do
Do a little flex.
you do have to define what what sort of content you want to make early so that you don't run into that problem. I think.
Yes.
Well, not early. Wing it.
Yeah,
Wing it.
but
Have
like,
fun. But
you
when you
know.
start getting a little bit more serious, don't push yourself and go, okay, every second of my stream is going to be planned.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing something like this. Not every second of this stream is planned, but
Oh, I'd hope not.
majority of it, we've got our dot points.
That twerk session was scripted, guys.
Yeah, that was actually. Thanks for bringing that up too, Logan. I'll remember that for next session.
Remember
No,
to,
I'm just kidding.
remember to slip me that 50 we talked about, all
Yes,
right?
yeah.
You guys are getting paid?
It's from my day job. I have to take it out of my
Yeah.
main income to supplement, this one.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm losing it over here.
Yeah.
That's good.
What was I saying?
Words.
Oh yeah, when it's early, don't push yourself to adhere strictly to a time. I've heard so many people on YouTube say consistency is key. If you bring out a video on a Thursday, make sure you bring out a video every Thursday afterwards. It's like Level Up Lounge, we're getting some views. It's all right, 20 to 40 views. But at this point in time, those 20 people that are watching it is going to understand if I miss a video.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, we've established that, we do this consistently. It's all going to be there. We're not going anywhere. Life does happen.
Yes,
kids
exactly.
get sick or, you got to go somewhere because family member or something like that. Life happens.
We've been talking a little bit about burnout recently. We've asked a couple of content creators, and it's a thing that's going around a lot. I know I've been a little bit burnt out over the last 5 months.
Same.
You've been a bit burnt out. Sane's a bit burnt out. Everyone's a bit burnt out. And I'm wondering if you've ever experienced this as a content creator, and if so, did you find anything that helped during this period, or if not, do you have anything that you do to make sure you aren't pushing it too hard or getting to that point?
So this is an interesting question because relatively recently I put a tweet out, and I think Boxes of Foxes and Nictacular may have even seen it, about burnout, where I was saying, I'm not sure if I'm experiencing burnout. I think I might be experiencing burnout, where I had no passion, I had no motivation, I had no joy to do things that I would normally be doing. Um,
Relatable.
but in my in my very stereotypical, stubborn, old school male mentality, I was like, it's nothing, and just ignored it and carry on my wayward son.
Yes.
And that's not a good thing. right? It's not a good thing to ignore the signs, and it's not a good thing to be a stubborn, regressive, traditional male. It is important to address and acknowledge these signs and symptoms, and it is important to seek help. I just want to get that out there. I didn't do it because I'm a dumb bum, but you should. I've gone through the mental health training,
Mhm.
and I know what I should do, and I still don't do it. So that's on me. Don't be
Don't they
like me.
say that the
Um,
first step to healing is admitting that you have a problem?
yeah, well, yeah, first step, but I'm not getting any further.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I've got a
Yeah.
problem. That's it. Get away.
Yeah, exactly. I just compartmentalize that, put that in the back of the mind. But
Under the mouse
burnout
pad
is a
she
real
goes.
thing, and I'm grateful for the people that I do follow on social media. Right, I personally like social media. I personally feel that I have grown, developed, improved as a person for the people that I interact with and follow on social media. Right, because social media is a curated experience. I don't
Oh,
just
definitely.
follow anyone. When people follow me, I deep dive their account. I go to their other socials. I check them out before I follow them back. I generally like to have an interaction with them, generally like to have an understanding of who they are before I follow them, because I don't want stuff I don't want to see on my feed, right?
Which is fair.
And yeah, exactly. And I follow a lot of LGBTIQ2 plus people. I feel like I've learned a lot from them. I listen to their stories, I hear their perspectives, I see what they go through because they are kind and they are generous and they share their experiences in a public place where we can access it, right?
Mm.
And so they know they're not alone because they have other people who can relate to those experiences. And then people like me who never experience these sorts of things can go, oh, that's an experience they've had. And I can listen, I can learn, and I can empathize, and I can take steps to not do that in that situation, even if it's as simple as someone saying their pronouns, right?
Mhm.
Something I never knew if I didn't go on social media is othering. So someone tells you their pronouns and you use the wrong pronouns intentionally, that's othering them, right? And I'm grateful for that. So because of burnout, because of sharing my experience on social media, a lot of people came back to me and were like, that sounds like burnout. Like that literally sounds like burnout. And some people were actually good enough to link scientific articles, like
Mhm.
scientific journals saying, here's the signs and symptoms of burnout. This is what we've done. This is what you should do, kind of thing. Now, again, I just blew through all that. I ignored it all. Don't
Yep.
don't do what I did. I ignored it all, and I got back on the train, and I just started, creating content and streaming again as it is. Um, but it is something that's talked about, and I think it's very important to talk about it. Um, and just if I had to say one thing, it's do only what you have the time to do. I work full time. I work full time hours as a streamer as well.
Mhm.
I have a third job that happens every so often. I
Oh,
teach
wow.
Magic the Gathering, or I do like esports ops or something. And I'm married to a gorgeous, beautiful, smart, intelligent woman. And let's be real, a relationship takes time and energy and effort
Yes.
as well. It
Yeah.
doesn't just work. You need to put in. And so with these four things, you need to understand that you can't do it all of the time, right?
To
And sometimes
100%. Yes.
I will,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And sometimes I will take nights off streaming because I don't feel like streaming. I don't have the energy for streaming. I'll just be like, hey, sorry, not streaming tonight. Um, because yeah, I don't want to, I guess, hit that point of no return with the burnout, if you will.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
make the time. There are better times to stream. There are better times to do socials, but I can't do that. I do the best with what I've got.
Yeah.
One, as with everyone who we talk to this about, feel free at any point to just say to me a little bit too much. But when it comes to the nights off of streaming, this is something I suffer with a lot, and I think this is something that also needs to be like all these things need to be spoken about because
Mm.
a lot of it doesn't get covered. If you search up, mental health in streaming, little parts are talked about. It's not a big focus of anything really, and it's so hard. Exactly like what you said. You reached out to Twitter. It's hard to find that stuff.
Mm.
If you're like, am I burnt out? I don't know. Search it up. It's like,
I've got cancer. Oh, no.
well, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to find this sort of stuff, and the more we
There's a
do
lot
talk
of
about it as a
misinformation.
community, the better. I think
Yeah.
personally.
No, definitely.
It's one of the driving factors. But like I said, when you take the nights off, uh, how do you get around the feeling of guilt for that? Because I'm still struggling with it,
So I am very, very selfish in that I am more than willing to put myself first.
which is awesome.
Like, uh, to a point, yeah, it is, and it's something I've had to learn. I often go out of my way to do things I don't necessarily want to do if someone else wants to do that because
Mhm.
I want them to be happy. I'm like, it's no skin off my back. Yeah, let's go and do that kind of thing, and I'll
Yeah.
just Yeah, cool. But when I take my nights off, it's time for me, and it's not it's kind of weird to say. It's not I don't feel guilt, it's I don't feel bad for putting myself first in this situation because to me, in my opinion and my perception, I need to take this time off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like I've worked on fostering a community, and people around me that are very like-minded, very similar, very comfortable talking about mental health, very practiced about looking after their own mental health or looking to other people to practice it. Because, okay, I know I just said that I may have been experiencing signs of burnout, and I put it out to socials, and I said, "Oh, whatever," I ignored it all and pushed on. But that's kind of lighthearted memeing. You do need to practice what you preach.
Yeah.
So I will always advocate for my community to look after themselves, to put themselves first. I have a medical reminder in my streams, every single stream, once an hour, every hour, to look after yourself, no matter what way it is. Um, and so they understand when I need to take a night off to look after myself because I'm practicing what I'm preaching.
Yes.
So a lot of it comes down to setting the boundaries that you're comfortable with and sticking with them because they're good for you in a lot of ways.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Like healthy boundaries, I should say. Like, yeah. So obviously you
Yeah.
can set boundaries that you can never stick to, or you when you do stick to them, you're like, well, now I'm feeling really bad that I've done that. Whereas, yeah, or being able to say no is a really big one that I'm
Yep.
seeing in our generation.
Yeah.
Really hard to say.
Yes.
I struggle with that. And then I have to cancel on things, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I should have just said no.
Yep.
I'm the same. We grew up country Victoria,
Mm.
and still to this day in country Victoria, uh, like what you said before, traditional men, they just don't talk
Yep.
about this stuff. If I was to catch up with some of my mates from high school, chances are they'd probably just be like, quit sucking.
Yeah, drink a cup of concrete, you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. And
That's it.
And that's why I don't speak to them anymore, because
Fair.
I don't like surrounding my people with those sorts of people. Surrounding myself with those sorts of people. A lot of the people we've met recently, and a lot of the people that I've surrounded myself with are, oh, what's going on, bud? Like, you all right? Do you want to have a chat?
Yeah.
And that has helped out so much. So much.
To put into context, right? So I believe in mental health a lot to the point that I am what do we call it? We call it a peer support officer at work, where
Oh,
it's
nice.
like obviously I'm not qualified in any way, shape, or form. I'm not trying to pretend that I am. We took like a 2-day course. The simplest way to describe it, which is all I'm doing here, I'm describing it. I'm not saying that I am this person. Is like basically I don't know, like a super entry level first day psychologist, if you will, like
Yeah.
someone that you can go and talk to that knows and has accesses to the resources to get you that help and on the same level as you, right? Not like a CEO or a senior manager or something. It's literally that's Logan. It's the purchasing dude, right? It's not, oh, it's a senior manager. If you want to talk, come to me.
Yeah.
We are almost under the same kind of like secrecy stuff that psychologists are under. Obviously, it's a corporate thing, not a professional thing. So there are some differences. But, discretion is obviously key. Getting you help first and foremost is the most important thing. And like that's something that I believe in, that I put my hand up to do that. I'm a senior first aider. I'm a peer support officer. Like, yeah, I want to help.
Yeah. Which is good. And hey, props to you for doing that too. Big
Yeah.
props to you for doing
One
that.
of the things that I like to do at pretty much every job that I have is, put my hand up for first aid.
Yeah.
Every year for the past 15 years, essentially, I've been qualified first aider level 2, which it's been helpful. Like, you haven't always needed to have it, but, when something does happen, you stick your hand up, it's like, hey, I can help with that.
Support network.
So you know how the businesses renew it, right?
Yeah.
So the day I was supposed to get mine renewed, a crash happened right
Ooh.
in front of me. So I'm on my motorbike, and the 3 cars immediately in front of me crashed. The first one broke too hard. Broke too hard. The second one rear-ended. Third rear-ended, so to speak.
Yeah.
And because I'd been researching and reading everything for the test that day, I was like, right, I'm onto it. Like I pulled up,
I'm ready
hit the
for
got this.
emergencies. Like everyone off the road, like how you're feeling, shock, like all this. I was onto it, like it helps.
Oh, it really does.
Everyone's
And like, it
fine.
also helps
Yeah.
funnily enough, in a family life as well with the kids. when they hurt themselves, or like I've had a friend who their kid fell off of something and a stick went through their bottom lip, not through their gums or anything, but like right through the bottom lip, and it was as soon as it happened, that instant, click.
Yeah.
Something, or even when I've been like heavily drunk and somebody falls down and they start to just piss out blood, like that shift in mentality where you go from, oh yep, I'm a little bit absolutely gone, to focused and into it and being able to help that person get back to a state where they're good again. It's a good feeling for one, but it's also a life skill, I think, being able to react and handle those sort of tense situations.
Yeah, 100%.
There's
There's
a lot of people see blood and they're like, I'm out.
a big one is camping. We do a lot of camping,
Yeah.
a lot. And although I haven't had my first aid training for, actually, no, I'm not that far out. I had mine last year. What am I talking?
You would have had to have it for the last job you had, yeah?
Yeah. I had it for swimming.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I thought it was much further back from that. But anyway, it's handy to have in those situations too, because camping, something happens. Obviously, it's nice.
Yeah, and generally you're prepared. Like I've got to go and buy one, but I had a first aid kit in my Commodore when I had it, but I've got the new car.
I'll get you one. I've got 4 of them.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
because I got to get one for that.
Mum and my partner's mum, Taylor's mum, is SES.
Ah, yeah,
and she
true.
just comes down. She's
Oh,
like,
lovely.
"You need first aid kits."
You get a first aid kit. You get a first aid kit.
Yeah, they're big ones.
Everybody gets a first aid kit. Yeah, I'd love one.
Last question up.
You get a humpback whale. You get a humpback whale.
That goes with the twerking.
Yeah.
We're not turkeys. Which
Are you sure? If you were writing a survival handbook for streaming, what would 3 of your tips be? It doesn't have to be the top 3 tips, but what would 3 of your tips be? It could be anything that you've spoken about tonight, or something
what you've learnt along the way, yeah.
Set your boundaries early, set them strong.
Mm-hmm.
So that means, you communicate them clearly and you enforce them. Don't be afraid to say no as part of those boundaries. Do what works best for you. I feel like I want to tie that to the grass is not always greener on the other side, right? You look over your neighbor's backyard and you see they've got a blooming garden and you're like, oh, I want that. You may not necessarily be able to do that. You may not have the same time. You may not have the same interests. You may not have the same drive or motivation as them. Do what you can do. Manage the best that you can with what you've got.
Might not have seen how much work has actually gone into what they've done either.
Yeah, exactly. You see the 1%, the other 99%'s that iceberg underneath that sunk the Titanic.
Yeah,
it'll
or
sink
he's
you
out
too
there
if
with
you
his
try.
sand and all of his seeds, and he's got his whole lawn care set up where he does every 6 months he goes and does that thing where it rips up all the undercare and
Yeah. So set your boundaries early and strong. Do what you can do, and a third survival tip: genuine. Be genuine.
Mm.
Honestly, don't fake it till you make it. Don't, put on a personality. In my opinion, I know that it works for some people, but I would generally say just be genuine, just be real, just be you.
I've got an extension on that saying, the fake it till you make it. It's, fake it till you make it until somebody shows you a better way.
Yeah, that's usually what happens.
True. Yeah. Okay.
Because like
I've-
a lot of the jobs I've had, like I've had no idea. Like I currently work in a distribution style job at the moment, and I went into it with little to no knowledge. But I put on enough of a charismatic show with the managers in my interview that they were like, "Let's go, let's get this fella on." I don't know what I'm talking about.
Fake it until you can learn it.
Yes. But then, and then somebody realized, hey, maybe this guy doesn't actually know what he's talking about. Let's teach him a little bit.
Yeah.
And they didn't necessarily say, hey, you don't know what you're talking about. But it's like, hey, there's a better way to do this. And I'm like, is there? Please.
There
show
have
me.
been. I'm not going to name any names because I don't like doing that. But there have been many people that I know that have faked it, and I know they faked it because I've spoken to them outside of the situation, and they no longer stream because they couldn't keep it up.
Fair.
There's a lot, heaps. From my early days, there was a group of people that I used to hang out with maybe like 4 years ago on Twitch, and the person they were on stream to the person they were off stream was completely different. I mean, I'm completely different off stream as well.
Depends on who you talk.
I drink, but the core of me is exactly the same.
What you see on stream is a wholesome cute boy,
wholesome.
whereas off
It's
stream is just angry and yeah. No, I'm kidding.
it's I'm being genuine when I'm on stream.
Yeah.
It's the genuine me that I like to be around my family though.
Yes.
Where when I'm out, I'm a little bit more chaotic and a little bit more unhinged.
Just a little bit, guys.
But those people who are like, like what we were saying with the pyrotechnics and stuff like that. If that's not you, don't do it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah. It's a surefire direct route to burnout.
I think streaming in a lot of ways is also a very good way to figure out
who you are.
Yeah.
What was that? I don't think you're different, more just filtered.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to say. I'm just filtered on
it opens up a lot of doors, and sort of depending on how long you do it for, sort of makes you realize and helps you discover who you are or who you don't want to be, or because if you're putting on a persona or a mask or something, you hang up, you press that end stream button, you're like, oh, boy, did I hate that?
Yeah.
You can sort of be like, well, why am I doing it?
Exactly.
Like I think we spoke about one guy a little while ago who was really into it, and then it's you could sort of see him slowly changing and realizing, and get to a point where it's like, why am I closed it off straight away and went and played something he wanted to play, and he was a completely different person.
There was one I seen on I think it was on YouTube recently of a guy who was in Minecraft. I always come back to Minecraft. A guy who was streaming Minecraft, and
It's your comfort game.
He was playing, and he was like, oh my God, chat, we've just spawned. This is such a beautiful spawn. Look at all the trees everywhere. Oh, look at this chat. And his chat's like, he had a decent, size of following. And he's like, oh, look, oh, wow, there's a village. And then he just stopped and he's like, I can't do this anymore. He's like, this is the 70th village we've seen today. I don't care. And he's like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm done. I can't pretend that I'm excited about seeing a bloody Minecraft village. And then he just stopped streaming. He's just done.
You're right.
And that was the point where he realized, I've played this because he was a speedrunner, I'm pretty sure, in Minecraft. He's like, I've seen this same thing, this same opening. I've seen this every day for the past 3 years, and I don't enjoy it anymore. And he just stopped, and he went, that's it for me. Then he come back and rebranded, and he was more happy doing what he wanted to do. And it's that's definitely, I think
being able to recognize that,
leaning off what you've said, they're absolutely amazing tips. I agree with every single one. Leaning off what you said, if you notice something's not working for you personally, not for your channel, if it's not working for you, take those movements to actually do something about it. Because there's been times where I've been doing something for far too long, and I've just gone with it, and you end up resenting it big time. Big time.
And resentment sucks.
Yes, it does.
It does, yeah.
It does. Because that is another surefire way to burn out.
Now, you had a question about the Starfield tattoo?
I do. Tell us about the Starfield tattoo, please. Like, what was the so obviously you've got the ring that you activate to get the powers. You've got the Starfield person, like, overall outfit. What was the inspiration behind it? And
so what was the inspiration behind it? Yep.
Just the chat confused me. What was the inspiration behind it, and how did that tie into your sponsorship?
Okay, so it didn't tie into my sponsorship.
Oh,
right?
didn't?
There was no get tattooed. So what happened? It was basically a case of being passionate for Starfield. So Starfield was the game that I've been looking for before I even knew it existed, so to speak.
Yeah,
like
same.
a giant sci-fi space exploration game. Yes, I know there's Elite Dangerous. Yes, I know there's No Man's Sky. But Starfield was everything that I wanted.
Yeah, same.
So I got really excited about it. I got passionate about it. I started posting, talking, etc. Game on Cancer. Game on Cancer. You're probably familiar with them. They'll do a lot of charity.
Oh yeah, just
in the
just
Australian
a
gaming space. Yeah. No, I see the table mat there. Yeah, good call. Game on Cancer for Cure Cancer Australia. Hey, there it is. They were doing a charity campaign at the time. It was a collaboration with Bethesda and Game on Cancer, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to dive into this. And so I set some charity goals for the community. And let's just say, when you set charity goals for the community, not only do they meet your expectations, they more than destroy those expectations. So to put it into perspective, Bethesda wanted to raise $20,000 for Game on Cancer, with their collaboration with Starfield. And so I said I put like a $2,000 goal, I think it was. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
two
nice.
grand. We'll never hit that kind of, and it'll get the tattoo. First night we hit like $2,500. Second night we hit like
Yep.
5,200. By the end of the campaign, me and my community had raised 10,000 of the 30,000 for
Nice.
the
That is
charity
awesome.
campaign. And so the commitment was to get a tattoo. And
Mhm.
because I do actually genuinely love Starfield, that's the Starfield astronaut. But I'm also doing, there's a tattoo artist here in Melbourne. His name is Lucas Souza, sorry.
Mm.
And he's based a little black rabbit tattoo in like Laverton North. And I've always wanted a piece of his. And he's always had these really, really nice sci-fi-esque kind of fine detail,
You'll
geometrical tattoos. And I
have
thought
to
I
send me a
combined the
link
two.
to that, or send a link to us in the Discord, because I'm looking for a new artist.
Yeah, no, he's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. And so I've had 2 sessions.
Mhm.
It's been $1,200 a session. I need like 5 more sessions before it's going to be complete, because
Mhm.
it's actually going to go like up over the top,
Yep.
even further down
Well,
here, and
from
it's
what
going to
I'm
be like
seeing now, like, it looks
water.
amazing. Like, I love Starfield myself, and many
Yeah,
people have made fun of me for my initial decision to buy Starfield.
Only because of what you paid for it.
the $500 version. Same.
Yeah, I bought the
Yeah,
$500 version.
and not for anything apart. You know the reason why he bought it? It wasn't for
Watch.
the
I
extras.
wanted the watch.
No,
I
Yeah.
wanted the watch.
he wanted to play it early. He paid $500 to
Same.
play it early.
I wanted to watch the play it early. The
Ah,
whole
both of
kit and
yous,
caboodle.
no.
This is a gorgeous box.
I wanted the
Mate, you
watch.
can't twerk. You don't like Starfield. Get out.
But like, no,
yeah, so
that
this
is
thing's gonna
really
be-
cool.
Yeah, it's going to be full watercolor, and it's
Is it
going to
gonna
have
go
like
all the way
quasars
down?
and quarks and more stars. Yeah, it's going to come down to about here. So it's going
Nice.
to be like a 3/4
I've got-
sleeve, basically.
This one here, my
Yeah,
half
no.
sleeve at the moment that I want to finish off. It's an archery gauntlet that goes over the back of the hand.
Oh, sick.
I need to get more, but my artist has recently moved to Melbourne and she's incredibly booked out, which is really annoying. I don't want to wait.
Also good for them though.
It is good for them. It's bad for
Yeah,
me.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like that's really cool. And I'm like, congrats on meeting your having your expectations absolutely demolished for your goals.
Yeah, we did the same. Last, my first charity event, I set my goals, and they were little humble goals. And I put my beard up for sale. And I didn't actually expect to shave my beard off. And the first day I was getting ready to shave my beard off, and I was like, well,
Crap.
next time I'm gonna maybe set that a little bit higher.
Yeah,
And that was the year that you shaved my beard off.
Right up the center.
That was gross. Yeah,
It was
You did
great.
such a bad job.
yeah.
I didn't say I was going to do a good job.
Well, that's true. And you're like, here, let me give you a mustache, and then like shaved half of the mustache off.
It's hard to shave somebody else's face when you've never done it before, right? And from the angle that I was on.
Well, that is all we've got time for tonight. Thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
You
It's
have
been
been
a blast
an
hanging
actual delight. Yeah.
out. And thank you for showing me how to twerk. Even if I'm very terrible, it's not the teacher, it's the student. Trust me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to learn for PAX now. Level Up's gonna have a video of me and Logan practicing that twerk somewhere at PAX.
I'm down for it. I'll teach you. I can teach you how to shuffle as well. You know the EDM dance move to
I
shuffle.
used to
can
do
teach
that,
you how to do
actually.
that.
Me and my
Yeah,
friends.
a bit of Melbourne shuffle, T-step.
It was big. Did you not know this?
Hmm?
Oh, you're looking at me like what?
No, I'm paying attention. Sorry.
Me and my friend used to spend most of our teenage years in his house with flour on the floor, learning how to shuffle and then we'd go to parties and
My
with
mum
our
loved it.
sick clothes and shuffle and look at all the girls being like, "Yo, what's up? Hard style, baby."
That's it, hard style.
We need a demo. No, you don't. Did you not just see what I did when I was trying to twerk? No.
Yeah, we're
seriously.
going to clip it and stick it up on TikTok.
Thank you so much for coming on. We do appreciate it.
Yes, no, it's been absolutely
pleasure.
amazing.
Absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
Guys, if you are listening at home, we are live on Fridays at twitch.tv/Level Up Lounge podcast. Did I get it right? Yes. Okay. I'm going to ask every week from now on. And if you wanted to find Logan, can you give us your socials again?
Absolutely. Any platform. I am LHP64D. Any platform except OnlyFans. All right. Feetfinder.com though, you can go there.
Now.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Guys who is watching in the chat, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight as well. Nix, thanks for being here.
Thank you for all the follows that you guys have dropped as well.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
We do appreciate you.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for being here.
And
Thanks for
one
being
that
had.
we don't usually say a big thank you to, I always feel bad for, is our producer over here. Thank you, Sane. You're a legend.
Thank you, Sane.
And guys, have a good night. Have a good weekend, everyone. Stay safe and see you next week on The Lounge. Oh, actually, wait, before we go. Next week, we do have an announcement for next week.
We do.
There is no guest next week, but
Oh my God.
we are away camping for a birthday party.
We are.
So
We are.
what is going to be happening is we're going to be streaming live from the campsite itself.
We
have got
are.
the setup actually figured out, which is awesome. No, we've already, me and Muchacho have tested it. It is happening. We are
Now,
live streaming the podcast.
I don't want you to like hard lock it in and then have the internet absolutely crap itself.
No, I've already tested it. It's
I know.
like it works out there.
All right,
So
I'll have faith. I have faith.
it's
Level Up Lounge goes camping. Yes.
Level Up Lounge goes camping next week. Same time. We may go live a little bit earlier to do a little bit of
A little bit of cooking, maybe.
maybe we'll see what happens, but it's going to happen. So yeah, thank you guys for
Yeah,
listening.
thank you.
See you next week on the Camping Lounge. Bye-bye.
See ya.